Steady, boys, steady.
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back, and by popular request, we are now doing the mastery for the Kriegsrat Fusiliers. Obviously, we did the Imperial Gunners last, and they both got mastery, so we're now doing these guys, and putting them in comparison. What's different? What are these guys good for that the other guys aren't, and what are the other guys good for that these guys aren't? So we'll go through the vet line, like usual, look at the mastery, look at the doctrines, and then we'll look through some clips, come to conclusion where you want to be using these guys over the other guys. So let's start off and let's look at the vet line and mastery. So here are my Kriegsrat Fusiliers. Now we'll have a look at the doctrines to start off with. Starting off, we have a piercing damage doctrine. Now I would like this to be a unique damage doctrine. Like a breakthrough, like an upgraded breakthrough though. But this is quite good because their last mastery point basically increased their movement by 2% and their piercing damage by 2%. So the more piercing damage you've got, the higher this goes. So this isn't the worst move, but ideally I'd like the extra 110 damage to units, and then whatever the other bonus it gives you is. Moving on, we've got a rate of fire by 20 and increased cavalry damage dealt to cavalry by 8%, so can't go wrong with that. We've got a bit of defenses, 60 to all defenses and 200 health, and then this is what I really put this on for, is the 10% ammunition. That's really nice. Then we got a hero damage doctrine, increases damage to hero and then increases all armor pen by 110. So that's quite nice. And then 20% accuracy. To vet line, we go top line. I've seen somebody go to get the 2 extra units, and I think that actually can be quite nice, because the only thing you don't get is the increased aiming speed, and you get 2 more units. So technically, DPS wise, that probably would make sense to pop out, to have 23 of these guys. And yeah, that could pop out a decent amount of DPS. But personally, I like having the quick aiming, like the snap firing. Somebody comes around a corner and they will aim up on them within a second and shoot them. So yeah, it's kind of up to you. I feel like both are viable. I mean, if you're going to be standing behind and just sort of nailing troops, then this could be good. But quick fire, I feel like, is more valuable. I mean, if you want to go for this, you might as well go Imperial Gunners, like in my last video, because there's 28 of them and they're built for doing that rate of fire thing, where these guys are much more snap shooty. The mastery. So we're starting off with the mastery. You get 16% rate of fire, 16% movement speed. Then you get increased damage to cavalry by 500 points, increased damage to pole arms by 300 points. Now this is a really good one. This is what makes these guys kind of viable in a way. Grants 12 ammunition for every enemy defeated. So depending on what enemy you're doing, you can basically refill your ammunition. If someone comes around the corner with peasants, let's say, like this will just instantly fill all your ammunition to max again. That's really nice. And then mobility, this last one is really good, kind of underrated, but really good. Each shot increases movement speed by 2% and piercing damage by 2% for 10 seconds. This effect can stack up to 20 times. So it adds up to a serious amount of speed. These guys will run like assassins when they're fully stacked, like really fast. It's really nice. And the extra piercing damage, just their damage ramps to a really nice point. So really enjoy it. I think all is very good here. This makes them work really nicely. So let's finish with this and let's get into the clips and have a little talk about it. So, into the first clip, and we got some peasants down here. First off, I will have to apologise if you hear any of me speaking in the background. That's because this clip was taken from stream, but I have tried to cut and lower the sound on as much of it as possible. But we start off with killing those peasants, and that basically just instantly refills our ammunition due to the new mastery. 12 extra ammunition for every unit we kill, so obviously we come across peasants. It's like a free ammunition reload. So right now, obviously we're pushing the point, pushing the supply point. We've taken it, and I'm bringing the guys around, and now we're going to get the fire in. And their rate of fire is really, really nice. Of course, it's not the same as the Imperial Gunners when they put volley out. That damage and that rate of fire is enormous. But these guys are mobile. They're super mobile. You want to be using these, obviously, with a team, but they're much more independent than the Imperial Gunners. The Imperial Gunners, I feel like you need to have, to be set up with a team. Where these, as you saw, I just moved them out the way nice and quickly from the cav. Because that speed boost and how fast they are, you can afford to be really, really quite mobile with these guys. So, yeah, the only downside is if you come across a unit like Imperial Spears, where you're not going to be killing many, you'll be out of ammunition so quickly. But right here, we got some monks. I see it, one's heading towards my group, so I was a bit scared of that, so we kicked him and took him down. Yeah, we should pick up that hero. Very, very good at picking up heroes. That snap shooting I was talking about just suddenly can just kick in, and you come around a corner. If these guys are set up, you have like a second, maybe max a second and a half to move before the entire stack will just shoot at you and probably insta-kill you. So on B there, they were obviously trying to defend it, but we pushed them off from both sides, and now they're getting shot in the back. This is, yeah, standard guns. You know, these guys don't have the anti-cav capabilities that I would say Imperial Gunners have, but they're, in a way, I much prefer these because they're much more forgiving. In terms of forgiving, like, their health is better. They're just an all-round. They don't really have a specific use apart from being mobile gunning units. But yeah, the Imperial Gunners have much more of a niche role, being that you want to be in a team. They're very good at killing, insanely good at killing cavalry. These guys are good, don't get me wrong, they will kill cavalry quite easily, but not in the same way that the Imperials will. But saying that, I do prefer these. I do prefer them. They just, having that extra bit of tankiness and being like, not fearing that someone is going to just annihilate them straight away is... yeah, it's nice, because the Imperials obviously will get killed if someone jumps them, where these guys can survive it. So here we're just angling in, killing these Imperial pikes. I see they've got some guns at the back and some jabs. So we are just going to continue here. I'm not going to face putting my guys head on just yet. We're just working the angles, just slowly picking up kills, and obviously every kill we pick up, that's more ammunition. So we don't need to go the supply that was the problem with these guys before. You know, you would get like a few seconds of shooting before they were all out of ammunition, and it which wasn't really worth it with the damage and how long it took. So obviously same game. They closed the door on us, so now we're opening up and we're pushing in. Friend here's got Zweihanders, or teammates got Zweihanders, and we're pushing from both sides. So this is a great little push, and we're going to finish that off with a nice little press V and just let them shoot. And we're just going to pick up a nice few little kills, and I think that's going to spell the end for this first game, and we'll have a look how much these got over this entire game. That, yeah, it was nice to have those mobile guns just roaming with me. That was really, yeah, not waiting for them. So they got 95 units and 4 heroes in that one. Moving on, we are now just going for the final point, and well, not going for it, we're defending it, and bring these guys out. Kind of, I think this is my last unit, so trying to protect it a little bit. But in this situation, just going to plant it behind this just to stop trebs. And we've got a hero diving on. And this is what I'm talking about. He got a slash off. If that was Imperial Gunners, you might have lost a few there, or they would be super low health right now. Where these guys, they took a single slash and just didn't really lose much health at all, because they're tankier, more health. And their melee capabilities on these guys, if someone does rush them, they hit them with the bayonets, and it actually does do a lot of yeah, a lot of damage. So they're charging in Iron Reapers here. I kind of didn't see those, so we're going to probably drop a few. Few go low health. We're down to 18. Slightly irritating, but, you know, with Iron Reapers, you're not going to hit those for very much. With any gun, their piercing defense is like almost 1200 or something. It can be super high, so they're probably going to be the one thing that can do it. And shields. Again, you're going to have the problem with Imperial Spears. Those guys roam up you with a maul or something, then and they start kind of distracting the guns and taking the fire while the hero hides in them and roams towards you. Yeah, you will lose your guns that way. So we just, as a dual blade, it's quite nice with these because anyone tries to charge them, we can just ult them and then shoot them with the guns. We ran out of ammunition, so putting them back, bring them back to me now. And again, but here you go, here's the Imperial Shields right here. Now we do damage them, but it's going to be very negligible amount of damage until they turn their backs. You'll just see a lot of blocks coming up. So it's kind of the downfall. So if you see a lot of guns going about at the moment, shields, Imperial Shields, Spear Sergeants can be pretty good with their heal, not fully mastered. So yeah, get hit by a little treb there. Just slowly picking up kills. Grab a little hero there, just out of place, and I believe we've got someone that's going to dive on our Fusiliers pretty soon. Yeah, he's over there killing them right now. But you know, they turn around and stab him with their bayonet, and yeah, there's not really a huge amount to say about these guys. You just pop them down, fight around them, and yeah, they just keep people back. They just keep them back. They're far less use than you have to do with Imperials. Yeah, you don't need to watch them so much. So here we're breaching towards the B point here. We've got a few people around, and I bring them in and just have them kind of back line, taking out a few shots going off. I just want to show you how it can go wrong and how tanky they can be. We got some shield maidens coming down the stairs. I'm going to try and move them into the halberdiers here, but we are taking some losses. This guy is intent on killing my Fusiliers. We'll give him a kick, get him out of the game. We're down to 6. Going to try and bring them back here so they get a bit of elevation to shoot. Let's continue to go. They continue shooting. We're at 42, but we are now running out. They're pushing us back, and you see how those Imperial Spears there are basically not allowing any gun damage to go off, any shots to land. So that is the key to obviously keeping the guns at bay, and that spells the end for them. Moving into this one, we're going to pop them on the siege tower here and just let them hammer into the side of anything trying to push us off this point. There's actually a great role for these guys. We obviously got Zycalian militia up front as well. But yeah, we're just going to let them ping away. And then once we've cleared this landing, I'm going to bring them in and try and get them to a point where they can shoot. Those stairs can be a bit of a rough one with guns because they can only get people far on the other side. But yeah, luckily I did that because they had gone round and started pushing up the siege tower. I didn't even notice, and just luckily had those moved out. So yeah, very lucky. And now I see the ammunition getting low. I really haven't killed enough to regain too much ammunition, so I'm going to send them back. But look how fast they get there. They really do sprint off. I don't know why I brought them back, but must have been a misclick or something. Yeah, they sprint off so fast, and that's what I love about these guys. They are back with you so quickly, especially if you've just been in combat and they've got that 20% movement speed increase. They're already fast without it, so it does make a difference. Here, just on the stairs, and now we're just applying some pressure, and this is the dream moment for guns. I mean, to be honest, if I had Imperial gunners right here and nobody attacking me, it would be a massacre down there with a volley going off. But as it goes, you know, I'd sacrifice a bit of having that volley and whatever to have a bit more security with these guys. But if I was running a team, then on Discord and whatever, I would probably take the Imperial gunners just because the impact they can make is huge. Right, it's a final point push here, and I'm just waiting for somebody with shields to turn up. And here he is, and so as long as this guy leads the push, I think we can go around the back, get behind them, pull our guns in and really make a move on this point. So he brings them in. I'm like, okay, let's capitalize. Bring the gunners in, get them on the stairs, and let's let them fire. They have got shields. It's going to be a bit rough, but they're walking pikes into us that the guns are going to take out in a nice fashion. There is someone with a scorpion at the back that I always thought, you know, I can take a few hits from the scorpion with these guys. It's not going to be the end of the world, where obviously Imperial Gunners, you're not going to be able to take a few hits. You're going to be a bit more worried about them. But Imperial Gunners with a volley in this situation, there would be numbers everywhere. But we can take a few Scorpion hits. That is kind of the advantage of these guys. We're changing our angle. Just continue getting some shots in. And we're going to send them back now, because I was kind of getting a bit worried about losing too many of them. I probably shouldn't have. So we'll just zoom through this and... yeah, get them back, and now we're going to put them behind the shields when they finally get back to us. They are quick though, so yeah. See, this guy's got the Imperial Gunners here. He is probably nailing a lot of damage and a lot of units. So our unit gets back to us. See it coming up the stairs now, and we're gonna just finding those angles. Just so half of them they're kind of half safe, but they can also nail people on the point there. They do have a sporadic thing to, like, if there's one unit, they will shoot the closest thing to them. So if there's a unit that just kind of, or a cavalry that just roams in the wrong direction, you will, they will just shoot at that instead of shooting where you want them to. They can be quite disobedient with their aim shot as well when you try and force them to shoot somewhere. They'll still just kind of shoot at the closest thing to them. That can be kind of irritating sometimes. Especially if, like, a cav roams past them and there's a hero you need to kill. So we're losing a few. We're down to 14, but we're still firing away nicely. I'm going to move them into these archers here just to give them a bit of defense, although kind of detriment to that guy's archers there. Got another hero kill, just randomly firing in. We're going to pick up another one, and that almost spells the end for this game. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying them. Having a great time. And we'll see what we got on the kill ratio here. We got 68 and 3 heroes, so really not too bad. Really not too bad. Okay, conclusion time, gentlemen. Let's discuss. I think these are, if I'm going harsh, I think they're better. They're better than the Imperials. The Imperial Gunners are situational and team-based, very much team-based. Where these guys, if you just want to run some guns, if you fully master these are great just to run some guns for the sake of it. I think, yeah, the value you get out of them is very good. They've kind of become one of my new favorite units. They're in my top 3 now. I've just been having a great time, and that's because I like a speedy unit. I like one that can go, you know, move out the way fast, lots of speed if I need to send them back to the supply point. Yeah, speed for me is a big one, so yeah, these are my top favorite. But I will say Imperials, if you're in a team, are better. They will do a shockingly large amount of damage, and yeah, and are great against cav. So, however, saying that, of course, if you're just looking for a gunning unit, then yeah, this is great, simple to use, forgiving is the main one. The Imperials are not forgiving. If you muck up or someone jumps them, it can be over. These guys are much more forgiving. Would I say they're better than Tercios? Tercios slightly different. You've got that instant shot damage with the button. But overall, in a long fight, I think they are better than Tercios. You just don't have that insta-kill capability if someone does charge them. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed, guys. If you like this sort of content, I would really appreciate the sub. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.